Shri Jnaneshwari. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Gopal Krishnaya Namaha. Chapter 6 Dhyana Yoga continued. Shloka number 10. The yogi should meditate constantly, remaining alone in solitude, controlling his mind and body, and having no desires and possessions. When the sun of non-dualism rises in him, never to set again, he remains whole in his pristine nature. He is non-dual who discriminates in this way and is without worldly possessions. Thus Lord Krishna described with great consideration the special characteristics of an enlightened person. The Lord said, He is the teacher of the enlightened, the Lord whose will has created this world. The fine literary garment of the Vedas, spun in the mart of the sacred syllable Om, could not sufficiently cover his glory. His physical luster sustains the activities of the sun and the moon. How then can the world function without this support? When even the heavens seem insignificant when his name is uttered, how can you grasp his attributes one and all? So blessed was Arjun, pure and holy, the perfect soil for the seed of devotion, that he became the fit recipient of the Lord's grace. Bhavartha was the presiding deity of friendship, which is anterior to the ninth form of devotion, namely self-surrender to God. And so, he became the sole beneficiary of the good fortune in the three worlds. Then Jnandev continued. Arjun thereafter accosted Lord Krishna thus, O Lord, I do not possess these characteristics, but I could attain that capability through your instruction. If you show me your kindness, I shall even attain union with Brahman. No matter what you tell me, I shall gladly practice it. Even though I have not fully comprehended your talk, I immensely value it and shall be thrilled to attain that greatness. Lord, will you extend me this favor and make me fit for it? The Lord smiled and said, Yes, I will do that for you. Until one attains bliss, one experiences sorrow now and then. But after its attainment, what else would he want? Moreover, a servant of God can easily become one with Brahman. See how fortune has brought abundant harvest to Arjun. He, whom Indra and other gods could not attain even after 1,000 births, has become amenable to Arjun that he will not deny him anything. Lord Krishna was convinced that Arjun had become so full of dispassion that he would attain before long union with Brahman. He said to himself, whatever he does now, he will reap its fruit. If I instruct him in the practice of yoga, it will not go waste. With this thought, Lord Krishna said, Arjun, listen very carefully to this royal path. In this path, the tree of activity is laden with 1,000 fruits of inactivity. Lord Shiva is still a pilgrim treading this path. Some yogis, taking the bypath, they come to the straight path of knowledge and make great strides therein. The great sages also traverse this path and becoming enlightened, they attained eminence. Those who tread this path forget hunger and thirst and do not know when the day ends and the night comes. Wherever they step, they find an open mine of salvation. And even if they go off the path, they gain happiness in heaven. By taking the path of activity, they reach the path of inaction and continue their steady progress on this path. When they reach the goal, they come to realize that they are the goal. Then Bhavartha said, O Lord, when will you explain this yoga to me and rescue me from the sea of anxiety in which I am plunged? 11. He should set up in a clean place a firm seat for himself, neither too high nor too low, made of cloth, deerskin and kusha grass, one below the other. I shall tell you this yoga in detail, but it becomes fruitful with practice. Firstly, you must choose a proper spot for practice. The place should be so pleasant that one should be able to practice with ease and gain spiritual experience there. Even if a skeptic passes by that place, he should feel like doing penance at that spot. That spot should be so pleasant and pure that its sanctity should be apparent to anyone. It must be further borne in mind that it should have been inhabited by spiritual aspirants and not frequented by common people. The aspirant should choose whichever he finds congenial and remain seated there in a secluded place. After seeing whether he can keep his mind steady there, he should select a suitable seat. Then he should place one below the other a clean cloth, a deer skin, and a mat of kusha grass. The kusha grasses must be soft and similar, and they should be so joined that they keep together. If the seat is too high, the body will feel shaky, and if it is too low, it will be affected by the defects of the ground such as dampness, insects, etc. It should therefore be placed at a reasonable height and the seat should be as described above. 12. Seated there in that seat, making his mind one-pointed and controlling the functions of his mind and senses, he should practice meditation for the purification of the mind. Then he should concentrate his mind after remembering the Guru. When he remembers the Guru with reverence, his mind becomes full of sattva quality, and his egoism loses its strength. He will then be oblivious to the sense objects, his senses will lose their vigor, and the mind will settle down in the heart. He should remain on that spot until the mind becomes united with the heart, and when he becomes conscious of it, he should take the seat. Then, when he holds his body erect and controls his breath, he gains superb experience. When he becomes seated and his activity ceases, he easily achieves concentration and becomes proficient in yoga. I shall now describe to you an excellent mudra. First, he should sit folding the legs on the corresponding thighs, placing the left leg obliquely over the right. Then balancing the body as if lifting the lower part of the spinal column, he should keep the two ankles straight. Now the whole body, O Bhavartha, remains steady on the two heels. Arjun, this is the characteristic of the mudra known as Mula Bandha. When he achieves this mudra, the in-breath with its downward passage blocked begins to move backwards. 13. Holding the body, head and neck erect and steady without motion, he should fix his gaze on the tip of his nose without looking around. Then he should place both his palms on the knee so that the shoulder blades are raised up. Since the shoulders are lifted up, the head becomes buried in the chest and the eyelashes begin to close. The upper eyelash remains steady and the lower one spreads out so that the eyes look half closed. In this way, the vision remains inwards and even if it tries to go out, it remains confined to the region of the nose tip. Thus, this half-closed sight remains centered inwards and unable to go outwards rests on the nose tip. Then all desire to look in all directions or to wait until the activity of various forms to impinge on the sight naturally ceases. Thereafter, the chin is tightly set against the chest. The bandha so formed is known as Jalandhar, chin lock. Then the navel comes up, the belly becomes deflated, and inside the diaphragm rises up. This bandha which is formed above the lowest nerve center and below the nerve center of the navel is called Udiyan. When the yoga proceeds in this manner in respect of the parts of the body, then it reduces the grip of the mental functions. With this, we complete part 3 of chapter 6. ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। हरि ओम्।